Hey everybody, it's Pisces Moonbeam, and for those of you who do not know me, I work alongside Radko. Welcome to Radko Tarot. What we are going to do right now is a little pick-a-pile reading for those of you that have been hurt by somebody recently. This is called If They Hurt You, What Is Your Story? We're going to go into the story, we're going to get some energy on the situation and some guidance as well. And for those of you that like to choose with crystals, we have some crystals over here. Pile number 1 is emerald. Pile number 2 is tourmaline quartz, and pile number 3 is rhodonite. So I'll be using various decks in all of these piles, including both decks that I created. This is one of my decks right here. If you feel that this is not your video or not your vibe, feel free to click right off right now and come back to one of Radko's videos. But if you feel like you've been in a situation with somebody that you have a very strong soul connection with, and you've been hurt and are in a state where you feel like you could use some clarity and some guidance going forward, well, then I hope this resonates with you. So once again, pile number 1, emerald, 2, tourmaline quartz, 3, rhodonite, and let's get right into it. So for those of you who picked pile number 1, this is the first portion of your reading. This card fell out as I was shuffling. Let's just get right into it. Let me just move these away. Okay, so first of all, Spirit and the universe and your angels and God, all of your spirit guides, they know that you've been hurt, and they are helping you, whether you feel it or not, whether you know it or not. This is a situation that you are being protected, you are being watched over, and Spirit is here to help you go through this very hurtful, very difficult time, because somebody deceived you here. Okay, I'm not going to even try and sugarcoat it. Somebody deceived you. Somebody did not reveal a big part of who they are. And along with this deception, there was, you might have even known that you were possibly being deceived at the time, in the moment, but there's also a lot of temptation that was around this. Somebody could have really tried to appear like they were somebody that they weren't. They could have possibly offered you a lot of things or come across a certain way, and they turned out to be somebody who was very alluring and very tempting, but it was deception. You were deceived, and this has left you feeling really guarded. This has triggered old wounds, okay? Some of you, not all of you, but for some of you, this is bringing up wounds from childhood, wounds about insecurities in relationships with others, within yourself, and you're feeling very, very emotionally guarded, almost like you don't even know who you can trust. You might have problems trusting yourself, and this is a situation that's very karmic. And if there hasn't been, and I don't feel there is right now, but there should be justice, and it should balance itself out at some point in your favor. But right now, you're feeling very wounded. This person was really good. This person was very good at coming across a certain way, and you bought it. You bought it. And you know what? If you're sitting there and if you're beating yourself up, don't do that, because this is karmic, and karma will come into play, especially the worse that they, like, whatever it is they did, the worse that it is, where the scale is tipping in the opposite of how you want it, the better off you will be once the situation does work itself out. Okay, and you might really be sitting there and really be looking for your own karma and wondering where it is and how this person could get away with it. Well, these spirit guides are watching, okay? Spirit is watching. Spirit watches everything. And this person could have also been so good at whatever it is they were doing that they triggered old wounds in you that you probably had thought you had healed a long time ago, and all of a sudden they pop back up, which is another karmic thing here. And it's thrown a big part, if not possibly most of your day-to-day life out of balance right now, that this wound that they've left with you, and you're guarded, and not just that, you're wondering when things will come back into balance for you and when you will get your karma, or when they will get theirs. Now, we also have the energy around this of winter that says hibernation mode, frozen in time, self-reflection, dormant energy. And that could very well be why, that could very well be why you might not be feeling the assistance of your spirit guides. And the situation could also be frozen in time right now. You could be doing a lot of self-reflection. Hopefully the person that hurt you is doing a lot of self-reflection, but something is not moving. Something is stagnant right now. This person could be running away. The relationship could feel like it's on pause, in hibernation mode, but it's a good time to really reflect on what's gone on, because this person, the next card out here, we have the Scorpion. It could be a Scorpio, Scorpio rising, Scorpio moon, somebody who has a lot of scorpionic energy. The relationship could have been very scorpionic. Scorpio is all about secrets and intimacy and transformation and the occult, okay? And it says allure and mystery, secretive and vengeful, poisonous situations. So I'm getting really strongly that this pain that was inflicted, this person was not coming from a good place. I mean, we have deception, and then in a different deck, we have, it says poisonous situations. So it's one thing to be mysterious and to come across, you know, with a little bit of allure, and to be charming and a little bit, you know, secretive, but vengeful. And poisonous situations aren't something that we want to continue, and they can really make us feel like we've been taken for a ride, especially when we're left feeling hurt and we can't understand it. So I feel that for whoever picked this pile, there's a group of you within this collective that really have been stung by the Scorpio's tail. And it hurts. And I am sorry about that. And this person could have been very secretive and could be a very vengeful person. And they could have hid it really, really well from you. And maybe you never even saw it coming. And what this has done is now we have the Archer, we have Sagittarius energy. It's taken away all of that freedom-loving and fun and outgoing and spontaneous love for life, joie de vivre energy. And it's replaced it, you know, this is the shadow aspect of that, the Chiron up here. It's replaced it with these wounds. And it's important for you to try, if you can, not to lose that sense of optimism that things are going to get better, and to try to vibe in that energy of the Archer. You might feel like you've given all your freedom over to this person and all of your attention and all of your energy, and things that you once relied upon, like your belief system, the philosophies that you live your life by. You could feel like somebody came and tore this all down. And you maybe even wounded yourself. Like, see how the arrow, if you put it next to the card, it's coming right back at you. Like, you may have known, you might have seen this, you might have seen the red flags and decided to take your shot like the Archer anyway. But this represents there's a lot more opportunities that you'll be able to take your shot at, whether it's with this person, should they decide to come around and come across and own up to the hurt that they inflicted upon you, or should it be on your own? But it's important to go from this icky energy over to this philosophical and humorous, and try not to take things too seriously. But this person, again, I'm feeling they could have been very outspoken as well. They could have been brutally honest with you, and it could make you feel really, really guarded right now. But there's something about this person where they love their freedom as well. They hold on to their freedom. They don't let many people in. And this, you might have tried really hard to get in, and they might have made it seem like they were really letting you in. But at the end of the day, they iced you out. They froze you out. So in regarding the karma, we have wood, positive attitude, growth mindset, cooperatives with others, generous and giving. So wood, you know, we build houses upon wood and foundations, and things don't fall when the bones are good. You know, the house don't fall when the bones are good. If this does not regenerate itself, okay, it's because it was rotting from the root and it couldn't grow. If it does, it's because it can. Now, that's just for some of you, but for another group of you, it's so important that in order to find this balance and in order to feel like you are getting your karma, that you keep yourself very much in that frame of the Archer mind and this mind here of a positive attitude. It's very similar to the Archer card. It's Sagittarius energy and that growth mindset where you do cooperate with others and where you're generous and giving. But in this case, generous and giving towards yourself. Some of you have spent too much time on this person, and it's time to let your spirit guides take over now and help guide you. So I'm just going to move these cards away and go into the next part of this reading. So what is the current energy that's going on right now in your story? So there's an opportunity to bridge the gaps between you and this person. There's also an opportunity to come into alignment. There's somebody, or perhaps both of you, that are keeping things bottled up and you're very, very worn out, or perhaps the situation is worn out. So I pulled some other cards. I wanted to see some more information. So the clarifying card we got for bridging gaps is chaos up in the air. Right now, it's too soon to know. This person literally took you and shook you and like a snow globe. And now you're waiting, like wondering where everything's going to land. Okay? But in regards to the alignment here, there's an infatuation happening. This person and you, there's this attraction, almost magnetic. And it might be very well meant to align with you and your life and your lifestyle. But for now, there's somebody who is not revealing themselves. And we saw that at the earlier part of this reading with the deception and the temptation. There's somebody who's feeling very scorned, very closed off, very much in their own pain and in their own sadness. And they could be keeping this inside. They might not be showing it to you, but we had the card earlier about the deception and the scorpion. So they could be harboring their emotions and harboring pain that could have nothing to do with you, because right now we do have the energy of bitten, smitten, and addicted. You could feel very much like this person is really meant to align with you and be a part of your life. And you could possibly, potentially bridge the gaps, but right now there's so much that's up in the air because there's this veil of passion that is literally like you're worn out. And there's this veil of passion. Somebody is very much blinded here by the desire, and they need to realign to get their head straight. Okay? And what can we do about this for the guidance? Well, first of all, it's important that you know the situation is completely deliberately designed. All right? It says karmic lessons, soul purpose, life path blueprint. So this person came into your life for a reason to teach you a ton of different things for your soul's growth, to learn a bunch of things about how you deal with others, how you relate to others, right? Even though it hurts, it was part of the design. So it's important that you allow things to just play out and do your best to heal with the pain. To heal the pain. Because the point of all of this is to bring harmony and balance. Now we had balance twice in this reading from two different texts. It's to bring balance and equality and unity back into your life, with or without this person, back into your energy field if you've given it away. That's why we have the spirit assistance here to help you. This is all divinely guided. If you've been giving away your energy or your power to someone else, this is a way to take it back. And we have something huge on the way here. We have divine intervention. There's a change. Either this change has occurred and that's why this hurt has happened, in order to shift the road that you were on. We just had a full moon eclipse in Scorpio. It's about releasing, and eclipses bring changes of directions. And it says fate and destiny. So whatever the situation is, it's fated, and it's something that your soul needs to go through. And it's exhausting because, we want to bridge gaps with somebody, but sometimes we just don't know how. Our soul could want it really badly, but it could just be so dark on that bridge. We don't know how to do it. And we want to come into alignment so badly, but there's this energy of being so infatuated by a person or a hope or a situation or being stuck on someone, and they could feel the same about you. Just because somebody hurts you doesn't mean that they don't care about you or that they're not attracted to you. But when things are being bottled up and when things are being, secretive, it causes people to close themselves off. And usually the pain and sadness doesn't have to do with you, but this is causing you pain and sadness right now. But this is all deliberately designed and divinely intervention in order for you to have harmony and balance restored back into your life with or without this person. So it's not easy. It cuts like a knife, especially when we feel completely betrayed and we're sad and we feel like we've trusted the wrong people. But if you're strong enough to love and to give, you're strong enough to pick up the pieces. And if you just keep believing that you're better off where you are right now, and that where you are is where you're supposed to be, and that the divine is always watching and your spirit guides are assisting you, then it should make it a little bit easier to heal that hurt. So I hope this reading resonates with you guys, and let's move on to pile number 2. So for those of you that picked pile number 2, here is your reading. We have attraction, Mars, hot. Somebody was coming in really hot. This could be a very strong sexual vibe. It started off this connection. This person was coming in hot. There is a strong attraction, a lot of sheer, full-on masculine, I know what I want and I'm going for it energy. And now we have self-care energy. This to me speaks like some of you watching this right now, instead of giving yourself the self-care that you needed, you gave a lot of your energy over to this attraction and to this other person. And now you're trying to bring that back to you in a way in order for you to transcend and come back into unity with yourself, your yin and your yang, your masculine and your feminine. But in order to do that, you got to do some releasing here and some surrendering and some purging, whether it's the pain that this person caused you that you're holding on to and you're not able to devote the self-care to yourself because you're concentrating on the attraction that you have instead of focusing on healing the pain. That could be one thing. Another thing could be that you're holding on to the pain and trying really trying to come into unity with this person and forgetting all about your self-care. But it's really important that whatever your goal is in dealing with this person and surrounding this hurt, that you release what you're holding on to and that you surrender it up to the universe and that you purge it out, because that's what self-care is all about. It's about taking the time for yourself to see how you're feeling. And when you see you're feeling out of sorts, you have to care for that part of you. So whatever is causing you to feel blocked or negative or sad or painful, even if, they don't deserve the forgiveness, it's for yourself to hold on to anger. I always say it's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. And think about what it is that's hurting you, because maybe to come back into unity with this person might not be the best idea for some of you watching. It might take more time and energy away from your self-care. You might find yourself getting too wrapped up in them and the attraction. And, when you play with fire, sometimes you get burnt. So it's important that you devote time to yourself. Now, I pulled some clarifying cards for the first card, hot, where it says attraction, Mars. We have wormhole, time travel, dimensional shifts, the other side, and distant civilization. So you might have really saw a future with this person. This person might have come in so hot and could have also sold you a bill of goods and made it seem like you had a future with them, or you could see yourself with this person in the future, and vice versa. They could see themselves with you. You could get really strong and could be getting strong visions of this person and of yourself together in different dimensions, different galaxies, different timelines, basically not in reality right now. not in the 3D world. Not in the 3D world. You could really feel strongly like this person could be your match, like you exist with them on another dimension. And there's nothing wrong with that, but don't travel too far. Stay in the 3D world so that, you can focus on what's going on in the here and now. And if you do travel, let's say you want to spend some time lucid dreaming or meditating, do so. But, it might be able to help you figure things out, but it also really at this point might cause a lot more confusion and perhaps give you some ideas in your head. And some of these ideas could be very, very brilliant because we have Uranus. We have the planet of liberation, and Uranus is a brilliant planet. It's brilliant, but it thrives on change, and it's also very rebellious, okay? So these ideas that you're having, they could be completely taking you away from your own self-care, where you're just so focused on the potential outcome or the other person that you're getting these ideas on either they hurt you so much, so how to, make yourself feel better, or how to take the pain away, which is kind of the same thing, but maybe to pretend that it's not there so you can come back into union, that you could be getting these ideas of like acting out or doing things in certain ways. And I think that is a warning for some people to just, stop and think before you act, because Uranus is also a planet where things come in without you knowing, events, people, and situations as well. So what I'm trying to say is that these ideas that you might be getting in regards to how to like save this or how to look at this in a different way might not be the most positive. If you're getting thoughts and ideas and awakenings that are spiritual, you're getting answers that are helping you purge, then that's a whole different story. But the thing with Uranus energy, it can go either way. It rules the heavens. So the information and the thoughts that come to us, that's why I'm talking so much about these thoughts, because it rules the higher mind. But it can make us want to rebel. It can make us want to act out. And when we're hurt and we want to rebel and we want to act out, sometimes, actions and reactions don't necessarily create anything good other than more negativity or more fire, especially if a situation is hot right now. So really focus on that self-care and call your energy back to yourself in the here and now, and allow that to liberate you. It's all about self-care. That's the first form of liberation, is when you can detach from a situation and pull yourself away from an attraction and another person and feeling like you're being sucked and pulled on a wormhole, and liberate yourself. And then the spiritual awakenings come. And rebellion can also just be, you know what, I'm not going to do this today, I'm going to do that today. So if you don't want to give your situation over or your energy over to this person that's hurt you, that you can't figure out, or that you feel can be coming and running hot and cold, because Uranus energy is hot and cold, and it's very erratic, and it thrives on change. They could be coming in and out and in and out and in and out, which could be why this unity card is here and why it's so difficult to feel like you're solid and coming into union with them. And the hurt could be all around the fact that maybe they don't want what you want, which could be unity, and they could be acting like they do, and there could be the strong attraction, and the more you're trying, the less you're caring for yourself. So think about that and watch the thoughts and watch your actions, because around unity, we have a cat and mouse game going on. Someone's playing games. And this is why I said all about the hurt. They could be playing games with you. They could be acting like they want something and then pulling away. They could be running hot and cold. It does say playing hard to get. And it says foreplay and teasing, pursuing and chasing, drawing something out. So, this is not the easiest or the best card to get when you're asking about a person or a situation, because it just goes to show you that there's games going on. So for some of you, playing the game differently is going to help you. if you're playing a game with somebody and you know how somebody plays the game and they know how you play the game, then you're going to be able to anticipate their next move. That's not fun for anybody when things become predictable, but neither is this runner chaser aspect. And the more somebody can pull away, what it can do to the other person on the receiving end psychologically is make them really want to act out instead of taking the time to go within. It can really make you want to act out and do something about it. If, let's say, somebody is ignoring you or ghosting you, realistically, we should not get sucked into a wormhole where it makes us more attracted to the person, but that tends to happen when we logically know that we should actually be pulling away and saying to ourselves, well, you know what? I'm going to keep my energy here. If someone isn't giving me the energy back, what's the point? How can you ever form a union, right? So for some of you, if you change the way you play the game, that might help you not just with this person, but it might help you change your perception of the situation and how they hurt you. And some of you got really hurt because somebody has been playing games with you and they've been messing with your mind and letting you know or dropping hints like they want a situation or they can possibly see you with them in the future. But they're really taking their time with it. They're teasing you, they're gaslighting you, they're playing head games with you, and it's taking time away from your self-care. And they're really they're drawing something out. And I feel like in a way it's almost like a vampire sucking energy and sucking life out of you because it's causing you to feel completely attached and blocked and consumed. So if they hurt you, if this is somebody who is a shady MF or somebody who is playing games with you and playing hard to get, don't allow it to bring out this erratic energy in you where they can turn it around on you and be like, oh, well, you know what? You're acting like somebody I don't know. And don't allow them to blame you. I feel like a lot of you were blamed in this situation, or the blame was like, I'm getting the whole put the blame on me. Like somebody has put the blame on you instead of putting the blame on them. And that has really hurt you. Whereas they're the one that's been acting super shady and playing games with you. And they could be, coming off really hot and really strong. And you could have a really good, strong sex life. But when it comes to the emotional stuff, they could be really hot and cold and they don't have the ability to commit right now and to stick because there's too much of this Uranus energy going on. Now, the last clarifying card for this portion, whoops. Oh my gosh, talk about Mercury retrograde, sorry about that. The last clarifying card for this portion of the reading to go with release and surrender is, let me just move this over, is Bear, reserved nature, independent, routine and familiarity, protective and fierce. So this, for a lot of you, could be you. You could be that mama bear type of energy where you protect your heart, you protect people that you love, you protect yourself. You could be very reserved by nature and very independent. And this person came along and messed up your routine and messed up your familiarity and everything you were familiar with. And it brought in all these changes and all these shocks and these games. And it could have messed you up a little bit, psychologically as well and emotionally. And it's time for you to take back your power. Once you purge this, once you surrender what you can't change and just literally let go of the hurt, you'll feel back to yourself again. You'll feel much more solid and confident and secure and safe in your own skin and independent, because you might feel like this person robbed you of feeling independent and robbed you of that feeling of being able to protect yourself on your own. You have maybe not been so amazing in the self-care department and have given your own energy over to someone else because you got sucked in. And that's okay, but you can always pull it back at any given time. And this person also could be coming off like they're very independent, they're very cool, and they like their routine, and they do what's familiar for them. And they're protective of themselves, which is why they do run hot and cold, but it doesn't make it right. There's a lot of ways that you can protect yourself without having to mess with someone else's mind or their life, or running hot and cold. And, you know, they can be very reserved by nature. I'm getting that for a lot of you. Your person is very reserved by nature, but you might have poked the bear. Okay, some of you might have really poked the bear, and the bear doesn't know how to react right now. So let's get into the next portion. I wanted to see what's going on right now, the current energy of the situation with you and your person. So we have, hold on, the cards are right here. We have hurricane, restructuring. And this is involving visions of love. Something's been ignited or is still ignited. And that's why this cat and mouse card is showing up. This pain is causing a restructure, either with you and this person and how you going about what you do. And it's also causing a restructure, or a restructuring is happening that's been ignited in you in what you will and what you won't accept, in what your own vision of what love is really supposed to be about. And this doesn't have to be a romantic love. This is also about platonic love. Love in general. Love is love. And when someone's not treating you right, they're not treating you right. When somebody's playing games and drawing something out, these are your cards right here, and drawing something out and playing hard to get, what is there to ignite, right? So is it a toxic ignited thing that's igniting these feelings of attraction, which are hot, and they came in really hot? But is it just going up in smoke, or is it going somewhere? Is it leading to something? It's a very important question to ask yourself. And now we have Pelican, which is being prepared, and a soul connection right here, a cosmic plan going on. So whatever's going on right now, this little tiff or this complete separation that you're having, for whoever's watching and resonating with this reading, it's preparing you, because you have to go through it in this connection with this person. It's evident right here. There's a cosmic plan between you and this person, and this is part of the plan. And then we also have a lot of hidden emotions here around love, because at the end of the day, things could really be very melodic and very harmonious. They're just not there right now. And it's a mystery. Okay, it's a mystery to the both of you, because we have enigma, and you guys are at a standstill. You're waiting. I feel more so for the person that's watching. You're waiting. You're waiting to heal this hurt. You're waiting to see what's going to happen with this person. But things are at a standstill because you don't like where they've been. You're aware that things can be really hot and really fun, but you're waiting. So I'm not going to start to move all these cards away. You might never know how they're really feeling. They might never tell you, but there's something that they're keeping hidden. And here we also have a card about hiding. But there is potential here, and there's definitely a reason, probably more than one, that this is going on. But right now, you're at a standstill. You're waiting for answers. You're waiting for clarity. You're waiting to see where this person's coming from. You're waiting to see if you can heal the hurt. You're waiting to see what happens next, and that's okay. But devote your time. Like I said, I'm not going to go through all these cards, but devote your time to self-care. And for the guidance, for those of you wondering, is it over? I don't think it's over, because the guidance card says just jump into the, the romance, the excitement, the adventures, the attraction. And yes, everybody fights, everybody gets hurt. But it's also important to take your time and get that purity of thought, okay? That clarity of vision, figure it out, think it through, but really figure it out, see it from a higher place. And then ask yourself, what am I waiting on? What am I standing still here for? Is it going to be good for me? Is it not going to be good for me? Is this what I really, really want? Is it not? So think it through, because there's a lot of things that are exciting and romantic. There's a lot of people out there that you can have that with as well. So for some of you watching, Your person is not as bad as it might appear right now, and the hurt might not be as big as it feels right now. So think it over, and maybe that will change the waiting, because you're at a standstill right now, and maybe through your own thinking it over, your perception will change, and that'll make you feel like things are moving again. Because this, for some of you watching, this is in your mind, and for some of you this is in reality, and for some of you this is both. But for all of you, regardless of whether this romance is going to stay with this person or somebody new, find your own clarity. Purify your thoughts. We had purge at the beginning. Get your clarity of vision, because you are so magical right now. We have alchemy and intentions. Your intentions are so important right now. Your thoughts are powerful. You're in a manifestation vibe, the law of attraction. So as you're sitting here, or standing, should I just say, for better lack of words, at the standstill, and you're waiting to figure it out. Why did they hurt me? Why are they playing games with me? Why is this runner chaser? Why does it feel like, there's this hot and cold energy? Visualize what you want. And you're going to figure out what you want through purifying your thoughts and through purging. So if you have to cry, cry. If you have to scream, scream. Let it out. Will it change the fact that you're waiting and that you're at a standstill in regards to the situation? Probably not. It'll make you feel better. Can you change the fact that you're waiting and at a standstill? Sure, we all have free will. You can choose to remove yourself and decide that you're not going to wait at any given time. Can you use your own power of your own thoughts and choose to think positive things that make you feel like you already have what you want, so that you vibrate at that frequency, so that that is how you work with the law of attraction? You can. But this is a reminder that as you're waiting, the more negative you think, the more negative you're going to attract, the more hurt you're going to inflict on yourself. The more positive you think, whether it's you positively are certain that this person is the one, or you're positively certain that you don't like what they did and you don't want it to happen again, or you just don't want to know from them whatsoever, you have the power to manifest a lot of things right now. So get clear on your intentions while you're waiting for these answers or waiting for this person. And the only way to get clear on your intentions is to get clear on your thoughts, especially if you don't have the answers. You got to get clear on that mindset and perhaps shift that narrative. Because if someone's going to do this, they're going to do it. How you perceive it and then what you decide to do with it all, that is up to you. So again, guidance cards with these last three: romance, higher state of consciousness, and alchemy. So I hope this reading resonated with you guys, and we're going to go on to pile number 3. So for those of you that picked pile number 3, this is the beginning of your reading. You're really thinking about this person. You're feeling really nostalgic. Somebody is going through a dark night of the soul. This is a very shadow reading. This is not the easiest reading to give. There's a lot of pain here. It's very faded. Things went astray. Things have been detoured. There's been divine intervention here, and somebody is sitting here feeling very regretful and very repressed. And I feel like this is your person. I feel like this is you. You're thinking, and I feel like this is so much shared energy. It's not even funny. Like when I was pulling before, when I was shuffling and pulling, and when I pulled this first layer, I was like, wow, whoever's picking Rhodonite's really going through it. So just know, like, I get it. So first card, memories, nostalgia. It's so important that we remember that we don't live in the past. We live in the present. Things aren't the same anymore, okay? They're just not. They're not the same anymore. And sitting there and thinking about these memories are making you feel worse. This person hurt you, okay? This person hurt you. You had big plans. I'm not saying they were telling you had big plans. You did. You had big plans. You had big hopes. This person hurt you. You had a very strong intuition about this person, and this person possibly really felt the same. But this person, and I feel like now you as well, are sharing this dark night of the soul energy where You're boggled down with all kinds of memories, but none of them are good. They're not. Meaning they're not pleasant. They don't make you feel good. And something happened in this situation. I don't think this person I feel like somebody made a choice. Okay, someone chose a path. You never saw it coming. I feel like a lot of you watching were blindsided. They made a choice. Somebody could have walked away. Or somebody could have said that they were going to do something and all of a sudden did the complete opposite. And that changed the whole dynamic. But either you're sitting here and you're regretting the time you spent. But I really feel for most of you guys watching, your person is sitting here going, what the F did I just do? They're learning from it because it was fate. I'm going to tell you right now, here's the deal, guys. If somebody made a choice to walk away from you, they're starting to see it wasn't the best choice. Maybe it was a fated choice that it was a fated choice that they had to make at the time. But they're not feeling good about it. They're feeling memories too. They're hurting. Your person is hurting. Whoever's watching this, your person, it's not just you. Your person is hurting too. So the next set of cards out. Nostalgia. We have Earth. Our home planet, physical form and 3D reality, needs and survival, nature and creation. And we have memories, right? So they're thinking about the time they spent with you. They're thinking about what they can and what they couldn't. And you're thinking about, too, really bring into form in this reality. They might have walked away because not that they didn't want you, but maybe they had to focus on their own personal needs and their survival. And that, unfortunately, that conflicted with their plans with you or with what you wanted. And nature and creation will always trump over anybody's own desires. So they're feeling nostalgic right now. I feel like this is very much present energy, or I wouldn't say Earth, like right here. Like they're having memories, and a lot of them are thinking, well, they're in that what if energy. Like, what if I would have done this different? What if I would have done that? And you might be too. You really might be too. Because this person really hurt you. Like, this whole thing could have been it could have started off so vibrant and outgoing, and people could have looked at you guys and said, wow, you guys have such a great connection. And this connection could have been so colorful and so full of life. Almost to the point where, like, you thought this was your perfect match. And it just threw you for such a loop because the shadow side is underneath it all. It's not that all that glitters isn't gold. It's that this whole entire thing changed. It went from, like, here to here. It went from this to this. And it had so much of this. It was making you guys feel, the both of you, I feel very strongly, like, what comes next? Like, you're on top of the world. But right now, the shadow, it's funny because this is the shadow to the shadow. Something ain't right with your person right now. Because this person didn't pretend to come off like this. They might still be able to put up a good front, and they're repressing a bunch of stuff, but the dynamic between the two of you is literally this energy. There is potential for grace and stature and vibrancy and life and love and all this beautiful, fun energy. But right now, this person has hurt you and made a choice, and it was fate, okay? Divine interventions. We have the bull, Taurus. Doesn't mean it's a Taurus. Could be Taurus, sun, moon, rising. It says luxurious and pleasure-seeking, reliable and devoted, stubborn and uncompromising. This person could have literally made a choice that had to do with their own needs and their survival. They could have been very selfish with you. They could have been very, very selfish with you. And they could be very, very stubborn at the same time, where they're convinced that they cannot do both. And it has to be one or the other. Taurus energy is very fixed energy. And it's also about finances, not just pleasure, but finances as well. This person could have made a decision that hurt you based on their own wants, on their own needs. They could have been very selfish and very stubborn, and you could have feel like this bull literally ran you right over, and you're sitting there going, and you're trying to figure it out, and you're trying to, piece it all together, and you're feeling nostalgic because at a time this was very luxurious and had so much potential to bring so much pleasure. I feel that it really was pleasurable for so many of you watching. But this person is being very stubborn and very uncompromising right now, and coming off like they're just amazing and feeling great when they're not. They're not. Because check this out, guys. You ready? Regret and repression. Just going to try and gracefully move these over. We got black hole, getting sucked in, no way out, the end of the line, complete void. So, a couple of messages for some of you watching. This person doesn't know who they are right now. They are so lost. They don't know who they are. They don't know what they want. And they feel like they're in a situation, or possibly a few, that are so fated and caused this detour and causes divine intervention, and they feel like there's no way out for them. There's no way out for them, and that's why they could be acting so stubborn and so bullish. I'm not hating on Taurus. I love Taurus, but there's, to every sign that has positive and negative, and the negative to Taurus is gluttony, greed, bullish, stubborn, uncompromising, and there's an expression, don't push a Taurus, because once you push them, they can't push back, and this person, some of you are dealing with somebody who's really so sucked into these situations that have to do with money and security and foundations that there's no room for you right now. And they hate it. And it hurt you. And you don't like it either. And you feel like they sucked you in as well. And they sucked you into a situation that you got nothing. It's a complete void. You wasted your time. You're in this dark night of the soul energy. You feel like, nothing manifested here on earth. You're looking back in your memories and you're like, why did I do this? I'm in this black hole. This is so much shared energy across the board. It's not even funny, but this person is regret, and they're getting themselves sucked into a situation where they feel like they have no way out, and they feel like they're at the end of the line. And they hurt you. Some of them did not want to hurt you, and they completely hurt you by accident, and things were going great, and then boom, they had to focus on their own needs, their own survival instincts, and for whatever reason, right now, I'm not saying forever, but right now, your situation, your relationship, your connection it's not a priority for them. It doesn't fit into what they need and what they want. Not that it's not pleasurable and luxurious, but they need something. They're relying on something, and they're devoting their energy to something else, and it's sucking them in, and it's not making them feel good. They made a choice, and I feel for a lot of you watching, they're regretting it. You might not know it. They might not show it if you're in contact, and if you're not in contact, you might not know it. But if you're wondering right now at this point, if this is resonating, how are they doing? Are they doing okay? No, they're not. They're not doing so great. They're not feeling good. They feel like they're in a state of nothingness. They feel like their life is an empty void. They feel like they're missing you. And it's funny because there's a shadow here and a shadow here of nothingness. But in a way, you're feeling this void too. They removed themselves from your situation. And in a way, it's causing you to feel like you're at the end of the line and you don't really know what comes next. Well, let me tell you something. What's going on right now? The current energy between the two of you. Confidence, masculine energy. Do not lose your inner confidence. Do not lose your inner flamingo that we just saw. This person, you're still in their mind. You need to take this masculine energy and stay confident. I'm not saying that you need to do anything. Should you feel divinely inclined to reach out or do something, that's up to you. But you need to stay confident because this is a karmic love story. Okay? There are lessons around love that you're both learning. Whether it's to continue together or not, I can't tell you right now. But it's karmic and it's important because this is also about a firm foundation. If you can't have a firm foundation, if you're going to be in a situation where it's void, there's black, there's nothingness, darkness, blackness, no light, how can you build? So we have pure intentions, loyalty. They probably really wanted to build this foundation with you. And for some of you watching, they might come back and tell you this. But they're just not ready. Okay? They're just not ready. Their loyalty is there, but in the 3D, they're not ready. They're intoxicated. There's something that's pulling them away. But they know and feel that in a way, you're almost their own energetic balance. You're the perfect, what's that? Not the perfect match, but like it's literally the yin and yang card. Like you two are a great pair. They could be very intoxicated with you as well. They could be thinking about you too and what a great match the two of you are. And it could be bothering them that they made this choice. And that's why they're feeling so regretful right now. They could be dealing with a lot of what ifs as well. That could be intoxicating their thoughts, but I do feel like they're being pulled in another direction. Not another person, but situations are taking them away because their feelings are there. Okay? They're there. And now we have this thing, we have parrot, conversations. Green means go. Love lights. This is the second deck that I made, by the way. These 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. Green means go on conversations. Love lights. Yeah, for some of you, if you want to pick up the phone, go right ahead. But you know what? The timing, you'll know when that love light is on. Maybe look for a sign of green for some of you that do stuff and believe in those things. But also for some of you, they're not ready to have conversations. And if you're not on green and if they put you on red until it turns green again, trying to have those conversations, I'm sorry about the camera, it's not going to lead you far. You might feel like you're repeating yourself. You might feel like they're repeating themselves. You might have been like, you know what, been there, done it, heard it all before, not doing this anymore. You'll know if these conversations are meant to be had with this other person. You'll know when to reach out if it's you that should be reaching out. And it could also mean that right now, there's no point. Because you're not going to get any answers that you want. They're just going to literally... And green means go could also mean for some of you, like, it's time to just put this to bed for now. Like, move on. The love light is flashing. Green, time to move now. You've been at this place for too long. Time to move. So this is very... You guys take this however it's resonating because there's multiple messages here. Some of you are going to have conversations. You're going to have talks. Things are going to be resolved. Some of you are going to try and talk to the other person, whether it's them reaching out to you or you reaching out to them, and it's not going to lead you anywhere. It's going to be more of a circle. And some of you are going to, decide, okay, either moving on together or we're not. And some of these conversations are going to happen a lot sooner than you think. And some of them are going to take a little bit longer. So the final 3 cards for guidance for those of you that picked this pile, we have pride, ego, vanity, emptiness. Your person is not dealing fully with the situation. Okay? They're not seeing it fully for what it is. They're looking in the mirror, they're seeing something else completely different reflecting back at them. And deep down, they're feeling empty. They're putting up a really good front for a lot of people, but they're not feeling good. And you know what? You might not be either. There's a lot of shared energy here. You might be looking at things a completely different way and holding on to your own pride, ego, and vanity. So if you are as guidance, let it go. It's only going to bring you more emptiness. If your ego is involved and they hurt you and you can't let that go, everybody gets rejected. It's very easy to say. It's a lot easier said than done, but we all get over the rejection. Rejection is God's protection. So if you are having a hard time letting that go and your ego is letting it get in the way, it's time to let go of that and understand that this is all on divine timing, the journey, and to have patience, especially if you want an opportunity or a chance at possibly having these conversations and possibly keeping this person in your life. And it's going to require forgiveness. And this is a beautiful way to end this reading, because it says making up innocence and releasing trauma. So whether you can come to a place where you can forgive and make up, or whether you can just forgive and release that trauma, you'll get there for yourself. And for some of you, a lot of you are going to reconcile and you're going to make up and you're going to come to a place of mutual understanding and innocence. Because if somebody walked away from you and it has nothing to do with you, it's normal to take it very personally and feel like it's a negative reflection of you, or that you didn't measure up, or that they don't want to be with you, or how could they not want to be with you, especially if it has nothing to do with you. If they say that the relationship is so great, it can be really, really hard to understand. But if you can remove all of those layers and you look at it from an innocent point of view, it has nothing to do with you. You should send this person love. But if you feel like this is somebody who is going to constantly end up getting themselves in situations that they're being pulled away from you, and these situations leave you in a place where you're feeling like your self-esteem is so low that it's on the floor and it's not worth having patience for it anymore, it could be time to cut it out of your journey. Forgive them, send them love, and release the trauma and move on. So for those of you that picked this pile, this is a very deep reading and it could really, really go either way. And I hope this reading resonated with you all, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.